forward as it was given its mandate. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
Newly appointed chairman of Bahamas Power Light, Donovan Moxey, says the board is focused on stabilizing where the company is going while instilling confidence in BPL, and members will not be sidetracked. This comes after nearly 2 tumultuous weeks for BPL that saw 3 former board members resign and the remaining terminated amidst allegations of political interference.
From our perspective, I mean, you have a board of professionals that are very successful in their own right. And so we come here to do a job. We come here to execute our fiduciary responsibilities, and we're going to move that forward. Now, in terms of the other things that may be going on with the dissolution of the previous board, I'm sure those mechanisms out there will take care of themselves.
A back and forth has gone on between Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, who claimed the previous board was locking horns over critical issues, and then accused former chairman Darnell Osborne of attempting to have BPL pay hundreds for personal makeup services and the installation of a home security system that it has now been revealed received board approval. Osborne has defended that the makeup bill was not for just her, but several employees who were photographed for an upgrade to BPL's website and other projects. In light of recent events, Moxey says the board will institute a corporate governance structure that outlines rules around its operations.
Those are things that we're just starting to work on, and we have a corporate secretary who's a part of the board function that we've been working with, as well as I'm sure we'll engage other legal experts. We'll also look at what's being done from a best practices perspective when you look at other quasi-government agencies, as well as other regional players that pretty much do the same thing we do with respect to utilities.
Moxey says a major issue for BPL is finding new cost-effective ways of generating power, which is part of a proposal with Shell North America. The Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has raised concerns over the tendering process for the RFP, although Moxey says an MOU has not yet been signed.
Those proposals that came in focused on new fuel sources, primarily LNG, which is less expensive. And so from our perspective as a board, we're focused again on being able to provide solutions that give the Bahamian people stable, cost-effective electricity, and then provide the highest level of service so that everybody's happy with what they're paying.
Moxey says on Monday, the board met with executives where they got a better picture of BPL's needs and also met with the unions representing staff.
I think one of the things that we communicated to them is that the lines of communication with the board is always open. And so one of the things that we're trying to do is find common ground with respect to the needs of the unions or the desires of the unions and what the role of executive management is, as well as what our mandate is as BPL.
The BPL chairman says the board looks to move BPL forward, providing power that is high quality, consistent, and low cost for customers. Cleopatra Murphy, SAT&S Network News.
Health officials say there has been a decrease in the number of conch poisoning and gastroenteritis cases in this country. Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, confirming to a field of reporters outside of Cabinet today that there has been 1 additional confirmed case of conch poisoning last week, and encouraged Bahamians and visitors to continue to enjoy the Bahamian delicacy. Additionally, Sands updated the media on the gastroenteritis outbreak at the Sandals Resort.
Number of guests at Sandals is now dropped to just over 200, and the total number of cases has fallen off to 1 or 2 maximum of any GI symptoms, but no patients at all with the full syndrome. It's important to know that a case is defined as having nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And if somebody comes in with nausea, you don't know whether they just have nausea because they drank too much last night or they ate something that didn't agree with them. If they have diarrhea, same thing. So there has been a dramatic reduction, almost to the point of baseline.
The Bahamas National Trust is looking into the circumstances surrounding the mutilation of a whale in Abaco. An 11-foot female whale was discovered on the beach near Crossing Rocks last week with a 3-foot-long and 3-inch deep cut on its underside. In what has been called a troubling discovery, marine officials say this type of mutilation has been observed before. It's believed that ambergris hunters intentionally cut the whale in search of the substance, which is worth thousands of dollars. And still to come, a full day in the classrooms for Catholic school students. You're watching the news leader first at 6.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, you know. I actually wanted to be a doctor, and when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment, and that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day, every day.
My name is Dawn Pinder. I work at Great Cliff Chocolate and Cigar Company. I am the inventory manager. I have been a customer of Commonwealth Bank for the past 3 years, March 2015 to be exact. At this time, I have a loan with them. That was the reason why I went to Commonwealth Bank. And I now have my checking account and my savings account with Commonwealth Bank. It was easy, simple. They trusted me. I didn't have any accounts with them, and they gave me the loan. I will recommend Commonwealth Bank to my friends. I have actually recommended it to a few of my coworkers here that have had the exact same experience that I've had at Commonwealth Bank. I will definitely say that Commonwealth Bank is the bank for the Bahamian people.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your bucket love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket Love, KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
All Catholic schools officially opened Tuesday. Catholic schools collectively make up the largest private primary school system in the country. Guidance counselor at St. Cecilia's, Maurice Fox, says that the school year has been off to a good start and shares what he usually observes in student attitudes once school has opened.
We anticipate to have a great school year. We're praying that we can have a partnership between the parents and the teachers. You know, that's what it's all about. It takes a village to raise a child, and we need the parents to be there to reinforce at home what the teachers teach in school. It's the day when everyone comes to the gate, they're happy, they have on their new clothes, their new shoes, they want to show those off. We got out at 12 yesterday, and then reality kicks in. You know, you also have some students that drag through the gate because they realize, okay, summer break is over.
Director of Catholic Education, Claudette Rolls, says that the schools are focused on more than just academics.
Our mission is that education is about transformation. It's more than transmitting information and facts, but it's making sure that there is the focus on the good news of the gospel, the good news of the reign of God. And so what we do for our customers is we give them a very, very sound experience, and we give them sound academics, but we also make sure that we imbue our communities with godly principles.
When you send your children to school, their safety is important. To ensure this, a school safety watch has been implemented for some schools in eastern New Providence. The program has helped in keeping schools like St. Augustine's College on top when it comes to providing a safe environment for students to learn. DeAndre Williamson reports.
Schools in the Foxville community have experienced their share of break-ins this year. This is why some schools in the area are a part of a special watch program designed to enhance campus security. St. Augustine's College is involved, and officials say they continue to do all they can to ensure the safety of their students.
We have 24-hour security. We also have a security firm that helps to that end, especially nights and weekends. In addition, we have video surveillance and loud alarms on buildings. So the whole idea is to try to keep the property and our personnel safe. That's key for us.
While SAC has experienced minor incidents of vandalism, physical plant manager William Johnson says the security cameras serve as a deterrent to criminal activity, and there are plans to install 8 more by the end of the year.
But of course, you know, there are those who don't care and will take their chances. But for the most part, we've seen a decrease in the number of incidents related to the school. We have camera almost everywhere, so we're able to, if something happened, to go back and, you know, look at the footage and see what happened. In addition, it helps the students too, because students know, hey, cameras are up there, so it helps in their department too.
In April, SAC implemented another barrier like this to increase campus security. It goes down during school hours, and if parents come to visit, they'll press the nearby intercom for assistance.
You can't just drive in and go on campus, and that has really helped to control who comes and leave the campus.
The School Watch program was developed by Superintendent Warren Johnson, officer in charge of the Fox Hill Police Station. The program involves a survey designed to help with security improvement.
After we had a few incidents at the schools, we did an assessment and an evaluation, and we were able to determine that some of the causes of some of the incidents that took place at the school was a direct result of some deficiencies. So we went through, we met with the principals and their representatives at the school, and we developed a document in the form of a checklist that we presented to them that they could actually go through and ensure that those things are in order.
With this initiative, Superintendent Johnson hopes to strengthen the police relationship with all schools in the community.
We've also started to try and coordinate with them a patrol with the police vehicle and the security guards working at the schools. I think if we have more collaboration and cooperation, that will solve a lot of problems.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Great story there, DeAndre. It's not one of the bigger back-to-school events, but the Major Payne Boxing Club did its part this week, helping those in the Camp Road area as they prepare to head back to the classroom. We get that story tonight from Jonathan Benson.
Misha Major is best known for his talent inside the ring, but he's also a community man, and Strawn's Alley came alive with his 11th annual back-to-school bash.
It's been hard for some of the parents, some from single-parent homes. A lot of them don't get a lot of school supplies, so I'm happy to be in a position to be able to give back. The sports always become great. You know, every year it's become bigger and bigger, so we want to keep doing something fun for the kids, let them know they can enjoy life. Just want to be able to help these kids and be able to let them see that, hey, there's somebody in the community that really care for them, and they don't have to go there and commit no crimes and all the crazy stuff that's going on in our society. I'm from this community, from Strawn's Alley off Camp Road, and I see the struggle what's going on with my people. I can't help everybody, but I just want to play my part and play my role. We're giving out food, we're having a water balloon fight, backpacks, pencil, pens, toothbrush.
Major had some other treats for kids as well, and it all had to do with motorbikes and snakes.
I come support the kids, make sure they have a good time, put them on the bike.
A lot of them I know was afraid of snakes one time, but feeling the body and just getting to know the snake and everything, I think that they got the whole sense of the Bahamian boa constrictor.
The event took place at the newly transformed Strawn's Alley Community Park, which in itself was also a community effort.
Thanks to the neighbors, like my cousin Kevin Roll, Junior, Claire from up the road. This was just pure bush. And I saw it, I said, listen, you know what, let's try to set up a community park. Thanks to Rego Car Rentals, Terry Delancey. He came and cleared the property down for us, and we just got started. I had a missionary team came down from Buffalo, New York, helped us got started, set up a park. They're going to come back down again in September. We're going to put up a basketball court right here, and have a 3-on-3 tournament for the young kids. All 12, 15 and under. Going to come on out. We got another date. Hasn't been set as yet. We're going to keep doing things for the community. We're going to do something for Halloween and for the Christmas again, so these kids in the community can always expect something to be going on. We're going to do a fair, hopefully in the new year, start off with a fair. Hopefully we get a license to where we try to do it annually. Just keep the community safe and peaceful.
Jonathan Benson, ZNS Network News.
Summers are all about creating memories and embarking upon new adventures, and that's what Siesker Adderley decided to do before it all comes to an end.
Going from 0 to 30 feet up in the air in seconds can be easily described as an exhilarating experience. JetLink Adventures offers customers an array of water-propelled products. CEO Lincoln Deal revealed the local tourism market was craving for something different when he launched.
For a long time, tourists have also always been asking for new activities in the Bahamas. The water jetpacks are a new addition to the water sport industry, and it's something different for persons to try. It's new, it's innovative, and it allows anyone, whether you're 60 years old or 6 years old, the opportunity to fly through the air and enjoy the pristine waters of the Bahamas.
It has also been a hit with locals in that time, piquing my interest, so I headed to Goodman's Bay Beach to meet up with Deal to learn more. That's when he told me that I would be trying the company's two newest products, the Flyboard and the Jetovator.
One of our certified pilots are going to give you a 20-minute tutorial teaching you the do's, the don'ts of the jetpack, and they're going to help you in navigating through the water as we take you from 0 to 30 feet in the air.
Before learning how to use the equipment, I had to see it in action before giving it a shot, hoping not to be fooled by how easy they made it look. Despite being extremely nervous, the pros assured me that I would get the hang of it. So I went for it. First attempt, I didn't get it. So I went at it again, and again. It wasn't looking too good for me, but I still wasn't about to give up hope just yet, and neither were the pros who guided me every step of the way. So it was on to the Jetovator to see if my fate would change. But unfortunately, it didn't.
Despite my best efforts, I may not have gotten it right just this time, but that's not a reflection of the expertise here at JetLink Adventures. But come on down and give it a try. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Good try there, Sieska. And that does it for this portion of the news, but don't go anywhere. Sports is up next.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Debit card, you can be in the know right now. Turn on notifications for your Visa card from CIBC First Caribbean, and you will know every time your card is used. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Here's your first look at sports. Bahamian ace tennis player Danielle Thompson was one of 150 young female athletes who were nominated for the NCAA Woman of the Year award. Thompson, who recently graduated from Morgan State College with a degree in hospitality management, was grateful to be selected.
not many people are given that opportunity to even be nominated and to be seen. So that alone, to me, I'm so proud of myself, and I'm excited to see, you know, like what's next. That might be something that opens up doors for me. So I'm excited for that.
The NCAA announced the top 30 females from the list of 150 on Monday, and Thompson's name was not on it. However, the national tennis player strongly believes that her nomination has opened up doors for more Bahamian athletes. She offers this advice to them.
You know, it may not be the first award that you get, but there's things that always lead up to it, and through hard work and dedication and always, you know, persevering and pushing yourself like is key. I had ups and downs while I was in college, and to be truthful, if I didn't have those, then I wouldn't be able to appreciate such a prestigious award. So you have to push yourself and want it more than anyone else. No one's going to just hand it on a silver platter for you.
Can we see you one day being in the Morgan State Hall of Fame?
I hope so. You know, I think that I've done a lot and I've left my mark there. A lot of people, you know, I've paved the way for a lot of the girls that are there, and a lot of people there believed in me. So I hope to someday be in the Hall of Fame.
On the court today, playing at the Wadali Bowl in Antigua and Barbuda, is Bahamian Sydney Clark. This is the second tournament in less than 2 weeks for Clark, who is coming off a doubles title performance in the Tobago Juniors Tennis Tournament. Who won't be happy playing in paradise? The news alone, according to Director General in the Ministry of Tourism, Joy Jubaru, brings excitement for the international players, so having a new sponsor for the Bahamas Bowl would not change a thing.
Whenever the teams hear the Bahamas and the Bahamas Bowl, they're excited anyway. Our experience has shown us time and time again, for many of the players who've come over the last 4 years, first time they ever got a passport, first time they traveled out of the United States of America. And I think for the majority of them, their bucket list was to visit the Bahamas. If anyone were to ever go on YouTube and see when those announcements were made, the frenzied excitement, people literally passing out with sheer happiness. So yes, they're delighted that there are new sponsors who are on board and will keep the Bahamas Bowl going. But more importantly, and all of us as Bahamians should be proud, just the happiness that they want to come to the Bahamas.
You know him for his talent in the boxing ring, but in the Camp Road community, Misha Major will always be a champ. The national title holder Major took off his gloves to ensure that the young boys and girls in the area are ready for school.
Just want to be able to help these kids and be able to let them see that, hey, there's somebody in the community that really care for them, and they don't have to go there and commit no crimes and all the crazy stuff that's going on in our society. It's been hard for some of the parents, some from single parent homes. A lot of them don't get a lot of school supplies, so I'm happy to be in a position to be able to give back.
Nathaniel McKinney is used to being a part of relay teams, so it was no surprise when he partnered with Demarius Cash, the owner of a popular IT company. Cash assisted with funding of McKinney's Dream Chasers Inner City Summer Program, which saw young boys and girls from the Grantstown community take part in a few sporting disciplines.
Well, it was quite easy. I met Nathaniel back in early 2000s, and he was always willing to give back to this community, the area he was from. I mean, even when he won the medal, he would return back home and try to pump into that community, his knowledge and his exposure. So it was very easy to jump on board, and me and Navy ran track together, and it was always he was always positive in trying to give back. So when he formed Dream Chasers, NSCG and Dream Chasers was a vision that came true. Maybe he could come on board and be a sponsor.
Executives in the New Providence Softball Association invites all to come out to the Blue Hills Sporting Park this evening to watch 2 exciting playoff games. This is the second frame in the best-of-5 series in both the men and women's division. Game 1 between the Platinum Pool Sharks and Johnson Lady Truckers will swing into action first at 7 p.m. That will be followed by the opener between the C&S Hitmen and Chance's Mighty Mitts. News from the Diamond. Todd Isaacs Jr. was 3 for 4 in Lake County's 5-2 win over Bowling Green. Anthony Seymour's 2 for 3 performance wasn't enough to help Jacksonville, who lost 4-1 to Chattanooga. Fielding a 3-1 loss to Tennessee was Lucius Fox and the Montgomery Biscuits. He was 1 for 3. That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
normally from the day I was born and I look up and I saw who my parents was, I know my life is going to be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
In Caribbean news, former Premier and current Speaker of the Legislative Assembly in the Cayman Islands, Makiva Bush, has denied that his consulting firm is working with or consulting for China Harbor Engineering Company. The parent company of Czech China Communications Construction Company Limited was barred from being involved in projects financed by the World Bank in 2009 under its fraud and corruption sanctioning policy. In other Caribbean news, the Caribbean Development Bank has approved a grant of $3 million to cover Haiti's 2018-2019 insurance premiums. The bank's funding will help the country meet the cost of premiums for tropical cyclones, earthquakes, and excess rainfall coverage, to which the government of Haiti will contribute up to $1.8 million. And finally, in Caribbean news, Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, expressed that Barbados needs to pick up new business in the area of international business and financial services. The newly elected leader says a number of opportunities were available to Barbados, but enough had to be put in place to pursue them. And that's Caribbean news tonight.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at what we have, that persistent mid to upper level trough over the Bahamas supporting shower activity right through tomorrow. But outside of our studios, we have some recent thunderstorms, temperature 82 degrees, your relative humidity at 78%, south-southeast winds at 6 miles per hour, your barometric pressure 1,018.7 millibars, that is 30.09 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at what at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. And that's a look at news in First at 6. But don't you move. News from the North is up next.
A former tourism exec lauding the Grand Lucayan purchase. Some good news for the island's healthcare facility. And a Christian leader honored as he prepares for a major transition.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort to the government is expected to close within 30 days. While on Grand Bahama last week, the nation's leader revealed that the government had already made a $10 million down payment towards the purchase. Tonight, a former executive of the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board says she believes that the government made the right decision for the future of this island. The nation's leader, along with cabinet members of the Bahamas, traveled to Grand Bahama to officially announce the purchase of the Grand Lucayan Resort, all in an effort to restore the economy of this island. While reviews are mixed throughout the country over the $65 million deal, former chairman of the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board, Willie Moss, says she believes that there was no other option.
I'm sure that the government has investigated thoroughly and has done all that it could do to try and find and assist others to purchase the Grand Lucayan Hotel. And as the Prime Minister said, it was not there desire to do so, but it is a necessary step. And I believe that we should all support the move that has been made to try to create economic activity in Grand Bahama in this way. And I believe that it will be a successful undertaking. It may cost us something, but anything worthwhile will cost you something.
While tourism numbers on this island are currently not up to par with the rest of the nation, Moss says Grand Bahamians must do their part to create repeat visitors.
It's not about what the hoteliers should do. It's about what we as people of the Bahamas, Bahamians, should do. These people are visiting our shores. We should ensure that the service that they receive is second to none. And we have a problem with service and the quality of service. And so the whole thing about travel is if people enjoy themselves here, they will tell others and others will come. If people do not, then the word will get out, and as much as the hoteliers might do, it will not attract the kinds of numbers that we need. So we need to have a promotion vehicle, and we need to have training from the cradle up.
Despite the cry of some residents that there is not much to do on the island, the former tourism executive says that there is, in fact, a lot of options. She adds that residents must also think outside of the box in creating much more experiences.
We do need some more, perhaps, nighttime activities for the tourists, but until you have the critical mass to be able to service those types of businesses, those will be far and few in between. I do believe that Freeport is at a turning point. We've been down before, but we're very resilient, and we will come up again.
Oh, Lord. While the government continues efforts to revive Grand Bahama, a local pastor believes that this island needs a spiritual resuscitation. Tonight, he shares an initiative that is expected to bring together local churches and the community for a day of prayer. Shashina Roe-Farquharson has more.
Local pastor Orrin McPhee says it is time to turn Grand Bahama into the miracle city. He says recently, many have been speaking doom and gloom over this island, but he contends that it is time to speak life. Thus, he has started a campaign called Speak Life 242, which focuses on the community, prayer, and restoration. McPhee says residents must be aware that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Initially, when we started the Speak Life campaign, we wanted to get all of our businesses involved. And so I would have walked through the downtown area, which I believe is the financial capital of Grand Bahama, just to let them know, listen, we're not here to talk about this stuff. We want to actually get on the fighting grounds with you. The Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And I believe that the state of our economics in Grand Bahama is a spiritual fight, more so than a natural fight. We've seen it for the past 10, 15 years, you know. The Port Authority basically cannot fix where we are. The government cannot fix where we are. I think it's the unity of the people.
He contends that it is biblically proven that when people come together as one, much can happen.
It happened with Elijah at Mount Carmel. When people came together, things change. And so we brought our church together on our Emancipation Day, which was the initiation of our campaign, and we prayed downtown and we mobilized ourselves. We went into the International Bazaar and prayed for the release of the spiritual tension.
McPhee says their aim is to come together every holiday to pray for this island, and he is inviting all Grand Bahamians to join him at the International Bazaar on October 12th at 8 a.m.
Some people feel that they can't make a difference if they don't have funds or if they don't have the capability physically or financially. But you have an ability to pray and to speak the positive over the island.
All the prayer warriors who understand warfare who understand what it takes to drive back the forces of the enemy, to break the chains and to break the suppressive hold, the choke hold that is on this island. We want you to be a part of this because this fight is a serious fight.
Shashina Roll-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
Once again, the Speak Life CPR initiative will take place on October 12th at the International Bazaar beginning at 8 a.m. Rector of the Pearl Cathedral of Christ the King moving on to a new assignment. Come September 1st, Archdeacon Harry Bain will leave Grand Bahama to take up the post of Dean of Christ Church Cathedral in New Providence. This past Sunday, the Pearl Cathedral of Christ the King held a service of thanksgiving to say farewell to their rector of 20 years. Italia Hall was there.
Many family members, friends, Christian leaders, church members, and persons throughout the community were a part of the service to say farewell and thank you to the Archdeacon for his many contributions to the church and to the entire Grand Bahama community over the years. Reverend Dr. Emmett Ware, reflecting on his relationship with Father Bain, noting that they met sometime in the 1970s when he was a young Anglican priest.
I'm a good colleague. He's a scholar, certainly. And whenever I've been having books to write and I've had to make references and I couldn't get it in a theological library anywhere, I would come to him and I would say, do you have a particular book in the library? And in 9 out of 10 cases, he did.
Pastor Hartley Thompson also giving a brief tribute. He says Father Bain is a living legend.
The Venerable Harry Bain has made an indelible impression on the citizenry of Grand Bahama, having served faithfully in many areas of the church and wider community with distinction and decorum. In ministering the gospel, he speaks truth to power.
While delivering the sermon, Archdeacon Bain reflected on his time as rector, thanking the parishioners for their continued support.
Over the years, I have grown to love you, members of Christ the King, and the wider community, more and more. And I thank God for you. We have been partners in the sharing of the gospel of Jesus Christ. You gave generously, not just of your tithes, but also of your time and talents.
He says the church is more than the rector.
The church is the body of Christ, made up of believers who are living stones. You are the living stones that ensure that the work of the church was done. Wherever there was a need for the cause of Christ, you stepped up to the plate.
At the end of the service, Father Bain reminded the group that the residents of Grand Bahama will always be in his mind, his heart, and his prayers. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
In other news, 22-year-old Valentino Pratt, a.k.a. T-Boy, the man wanted by police for questioning on the charge of murder, is now in police custody. Police say Pratt turned himself in at the Central Police Station on Saturday. Tonight, police are thanking members of the public for their continued partnership in the fight against crime. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Your chance to get big-name appliances at a fraction of the cost is August 27th to September 1st at Dolly Madison's GE and Whirlpool Appliances. Scratch and dent sale. Refrigerators, washers, washer-dryer combos, freezers, microwaves, ranges, all drastically reduced. At the warehouse at Dolly Madison. August 27th to September 1st. But hurry! Let's go, Junior! Let's go!
Come on down. Now.
Your favorite department store, Park & Shop, is back, and now's the time to take advantage of their back-to-school special. We have all of the popular uniform brands, such as Oxford, Dickies, and Stylewise. Boys shirts, girls low as $16. Socks, belts, ties, and so much more. And don't forget our red tag specials on boys and girls shirts. Park and Shop located downtown Freeport. Open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
It's time for back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas. Come and beat that 12% without blowout VAT-free sale on school supplies, fire sticks, PSN cards, and you don't want to miss our free giveaways. While you're at it, come and enroll your child or children for our after-school program, where your child can come and complete homework assignments and projects in our laid-back, comfortable, air-conditioned cyber cafe with the hands-on help of our wonderful Tech Island staff members. For more information, find us on Facebook at Tech Island Bahamas or WhatsApp us at 602-5165, or just place your order at www.techislandbs.com. We are located in Carvel Beach in the Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, store number 11. Our hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. It's back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas, the place for great sales and great savings.
Hi, welcome to Richie's Calypso, your #1 family-friendly footwear store. We are fully stocked with everything you need and more for the new school year. With school shoes for boys and girls in all sizes, medium and wide width, thigh highs and knee highs in every school color, sports socks, tennis shoes, cleats, ballet and jazz shoes. From tiny tots to high schoolers, we've got you covered. And teachers, we didn't forget you. A comfortable pair is here for you too. So make Richie's Calypso your one-stop shop for all your back-to-school footwear needs.
Don't miss this episode of Eye on Health as Dr. Ash and guests discuss the topic Vision Restoration.
You know, God is He is Jehovah Rapha. He is the healer. So many people, because they have money, they would, oh, I'm going to this doctor, I'm going to the next doctor. But sometimes the only thing you need to do is to rely on God.
That's this Friday, August 31st at 8 p.m. Vision Restoration. Don't you miss it. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. And now we continue our Back to School series. Tonight we'll focus on a private institution that has certainly had its share of challenges. But as we approach a new school year, officials are bracing for a big turnaround. Italia Hall reports.
Almost 3 years ago, the St. Paul's Methodist College was faced with some serious challenges. The institution that has been in the city of Freeport for some 50 years was forced to relocate to the Royal Palm Hotel due to structural issues and lack of space for students. But since then, they have returned to their former campus. Superintendent Minister for the Grand Bahamas Circuit, Reverend Kenneth Lewis, says finding the funds to make the necessary repairs was difficult, but gives thanks to God that they were able to do so.
We were able to complete the first phase. We have now 100 students. We're doing now the second phase, and the good news, Italia, is that the student population has increased from 100 to 130.
He says they hope to increase that number, as the school once had some 800 plus students.
What we intend to do is to firm up the academics that St. Paul's was known for, the high academic standards. And that is something we're going to focus on. But we're also going to focus on something new, and that is focus on technical courses to attract more students to St. Paul's. We're thinking about welding and plumbing and electrical and carpentry and those subjects. And so, because not all students are academically inclined.
He says there are a total of 21 teachers, and they will also focus on rebuilding their physical education department. He explains why the community should have faith in the school that has a lot of history on the island.
St. Paul's has proven itself academically. We've put out some of the best. We have lawyers out there, doctors out there, engineers out there. And they can see the intestinal spirit of St. Paul's, that even though we were hit with hurricanes and even though we had structural issues and environmental issues, we're still there.
Reverend Lewis says the school has also partnered with a number of Methodist universities in the United States, like Duke and Shore University. He says students of St. Paul's will now have a direct link for some of those scholarships. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Turning now to our weekly Generation Y report. Tonight, we will introduce you to a young woman who is following her purpose in life. Despite a setback, she remains determined to focus on her passion. Italia Hall has that report.
Meet this young entrepreneur, Yami Swain. She's originally from Grand Bahama but spent a few years in New Providence, where she obtained a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of the Bahamas. She says growing up, she always had a passion for event planning and was very active in putting on social events while in college. But things got a bit rocky in New Providence, and she recently moved back to Freeport. She says a lot of persons did not support the idea of her moving due to the economic situation, but she did it with the support of her family, which led her to her newly formed company, Sweet Comfort Inc.
So it's really comforting to know that I was able to come back to Freeport, rely on family and resources and people that I've made genuine good connections with, and it's opened the door for me. And I'm just happy to see how far it can go. And my company in and of itself, it's an event and consulting company. I'll help any small business, any small artist, any person who's trying to push their business forward. You can come to me for a consultation. I'll be able to find you meeting space, market your company, get good connections for you, things of that nature. I'm all about people helping people.
And at 25, she says being an entrepreneur is not easy.
How would I know the door was going to close? So that's really what it stands from. I give a lot of credit also to the Ministry of Youth. I did a lot of work with them when I was in New Providence, helping them run a lot of their programs. And through that, I was able to work with a lot of people older than me from such a young age.
She is the mastermind behind an art exhibition and several other successful events. She says next she will host a breakfast book club for adults ages 18 and up, where they all will take part in reading books as a group and will eventually go into the schools. Yami says more information on the book club is on all of the social media platforms at Sweet Comfort Inc. And if you were wondering where she gets her drive from,
to blame my parents, because if you know my parents, Denzel Swain and Yvette Swain, they're both very passionate people. They're passionate about things in their lives, and I've watched them from as young as a child be able to walk in any convenience store, any church, any corporate building, and someone in the building knows them, and it's for a good reason. That taught me that you can't be afraid to make connections, and you can't be afraid to open your mouth and say something. It'll open a door for you.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi and welcome. A concerned parent asked me this question. Last term, my child came home almost every day from school, complaining that another kid in his class was picking on him. I'm concerned that he's being bullied. With school opening soon, what's the best way for me to handle this if it happens again? As a parent, your question is so timely, and thanks for asking it. Every day, thousands of children and teens wake up afraid to go to school. Bullying is a problem that affects millions of students worldwide, and it has worried everyone, not just the kids on its receiving end. Yet because parents, teachers, and other adults don't always see it, they don't understand how extreme bullying can be. Studies have shown that 15% of high school students, grades 9 through 12, were electronically bullied in the past year. In one large study, about 50% of children in grades 4 through 12 reported being bullied by other students at school at least once a month. If you feel like your child is being bullied, don't take matters into your own hands. Speak with your child or teen's teacher right away. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. Rumiko Knowles is up next with the Check on Sports.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks and teacher supplies for the classroom and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot butcher fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the Coffee Center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway.
It's time for back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas. Come and beat that 12% with our blowout VAT-free sale on school supplies, fire sticks, PSN cards, and you don't want to miss our free giveaways. While you're at it, come and enroll your child or children for our after-school program, where your child can come and complete homework assignments and projects in our laid-back, comfortable, air-conditioned cyber cafe with the hands-on help of our wonderful Tech Island staff members. For more information, find us on Facebook at Tech Island Bahamas or WhatsApp us at 602-5165, or just place your order at www.techislandbs.com. We are located in Caravel Beach in the Rachel's Britannia Mini Mall, store number 11. Our hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. It's back to school at Tech Island, Bahamas, the place for great sales and great savings.
It's back to school again, folks. You don't only want to beat the rush, you want the most affordable prices. Shop at Invading Force Bookstore and Supplies and save.
No VAT.
Currently located in Pioneers Loop, number 3 Ashton Ange Building.
No VAT.
Fully stocked with all your text and workbooks, including school supplies.
No VAT.
Serving all schools on the island, both government and private, from kindergarten to high school. And guess what? They're VAT-free. Bring that book list, they'll make it happen. Phone them today at 374-2401. They don't just match prices, they beat it.
You can win big with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal. Not only will you get 2 delicious medium one-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and juicy wings, and a refreshing 2-liter Coke, you get to enter to win a fabulous 7-day Caribbean cruise for 2 with Gateway Travel on Carnival Cruise Lines.
Mom and Dad can use it, and we got money.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal can make you a winner. Other prizes also available. Win big.
Good evening all, welcome to Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. First up in sports, the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association is hosting its men and ladies fast pitch invitational. Now the tournament was recently postponed, but organizers say they are now ready to play ball. Chairman of the Grand Bahama Fast Pitch Association, Desmond Dean, says this tournament seeks to raise funds for the local association and reignite the interest of softball locally.
A number of teams have expressed interest in participating. We have local teams and we have teams coming in from the various family island associations. And so we're looking to have an exciting weekend.
President of the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association, Helena Cooper, is inviting all softball fans and fast pitch lovers out to the Plex for this exciting weekend.
We're playing in memory of Mr. Christie, Greg Christie, who would have played such an integral part in our association, as upon his passing he was still a consultant to this league. So we're asking the general public to come out and be a part of this exciting tournament this weekend.
A Bear Fest will take place Saturday, September 1st, sponsored by the Bahamian Brewery Beverage Company Limited. Assistant Manager Clayton Russell says that the company works closely along with the Ministry of Tourism and looks forward to the softball tournament.
Definitely we support sports in Grand Bahama, and we want to be a part of this Grand Bahama Softball Association and to enlighten the young people to know that the game is a game that we need to motivate in Grand Bahama.
Who is going to be crowned champions? We'll find out this weekend. And that's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
That's what you've been waiting for. The newest men's fashion store at number 1 Britannia Mini Mall, Caravel Beach. Hustle Men's Fashion.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and Vacation Club, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance, or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 911 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message has been brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority and the National Emergency Management Agency.
And I'd like to wish a happy 20 years of wedded bliss to my auntie and uncle, Carol and Zach Smith. Do enjoy. That's going to do it for us here in the North. But be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a wonderful evening.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it's extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for your flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor things like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings. Open only when absolutely necessary and close quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Stay inside and take those pictures from where it's safe and dry. There's no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the National Report, we hear from the new board at Bahamas Power Light. Skunk poisoning numbers have declined here in the capital. And a member of the LGBT community flees the country after reportedly becoming a victim of discrimination. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis has announced plans to conduct an investigation into the happenings and ultimate dissolution of the former Bahamas Power and Light Board. Now, the newly appointed board is looking to move the company forward. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
Newly appointed chairman of Bahamas Power and Light, Donovan Moxey, says the board is focused on stabilizing where the company is going while instilling confidence in BPL, and members will not be sidetracked. This comes after nearly 2 tumultuous weeks for BPL that saw 3 former board members resign and the remaining terminated amidst allegations of political interference.
From our perspective, I mean, you have a board of professionals that are very successful in their own right. And so we come here to do a job. We come here to execute our fiduciary responsibilities, and we're going to move that forward. Now, in terms of the other things that may be going on with the dissolution of the previous board, I'm sure those mechanisms out there will take care of themselves.
A back and forth has gone on between Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, who claimed the previous board was locking horns over critical issues, and then accused former chairman Darnell Osborne of attempting to have BPL pay hundreds for personal makeup services and the installation of a home security system that it has now been revealed received board approval. Osborne has defended that the makeup bill was not for just her, but several employees who were photographed for an upgrade to BPL's website and other projects. In light of recent events, Moxey says the board will institute a corporate governance structure that outlines rules around its operations.
Those are things that we're just starting to work on, and we have a corporate secretary who's a part of the board function that we've been working with, as well as I'm sure we'll engage other legal experts. We'll also look at what's being done from a best practices perspective when you look at other quasi-government agencies, as well as other regional players that pretty much do the same thing we do with respect to utilities.
Moxey says a major issue for BPL is finding new cost-effective ways of generating power, which is part of a proposal with Shell North America. The Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has raised concerns over the tendering process for the RFP, although Moxey says an MOU has not yet been signed.
Those proposals that came in focused on new fuel sources, primarily LNG, which is less expensive. And so from our perspective as a board, we're focused again on being able to provide solutions that give the Bahamian people stable, cost-effective electricity, and then provide the highest level of service so that everybody's happy with what they're paying.
Moxey says on Monday, the board met with executives where they got a better picture of BPL's needs and also met with the unions representing staff.
I think one of the things that we communicated to them is that the lines of communication with the board is always open. And so one of the things we're trying to do is find common ground with respect to the needs of the unions or the desires of the unions and what the role of executive management is, as well as what our mandate is as BPL.
The BPL chairman says the board looks to move BPL forward, providing power that is high quality, consistent, and low cost for customers. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Still on BPL, board member Ferran Bethel was among the initial 3 members who tendered their resignations from the former board. CEO Whitney Hasty and Vice Chairman Patrick Rollins tendered letters of resignation. Attorney Bethel, who was questioned about the state of the previous board, says he chooses to look to the future following the recent turmoil.
If the Office of the Prime Minister is planning to conduct an investigation into anything involving the former board, it wouldn't be correct of me to comment on it. I'm just happy that confidence has been reposed in me to continue the work that I set out to do some 18 months ago, and I do look forward to working with this board to accomplish what I think is necessary in the interest of the Bahamian public.
A number of Bahamians have sought interest in purchasing service lots from the Ministry of Housing's Homeownership Initiative. But according to Minister of Housing, the Honorable Ramon Ferreira, many applicants do not qualify to purchase them. He encouraged potential first-time homeowners to continue to save to invest in a home.
The Department of Housing has received about 60 applications in relation to them. Regrettably, only about 9 of them qualify. So again, we say to the Bahamian public that this is one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. We urge you to put your financial house in order so you can take advantage of this. Never before in history of our country has land been made available in New Providence at these kind of prices, under $20,000, $15,000, $18,000. With that much built-in equity, this can actually make a change and a difference in your life.
When asked why the government pulled out of assisting homeowners with the construction of low-cost government homes, Minister Ferreira responded this way.
Shoddy workmanship. That is like the #1 concern. Even today, 10, 15 years after homes have been constructed, the government has to take on the responsibility of going back and repairing these homes. And because the contractual relationship is between the homeowner and the government, the homeowners in many instances have abdicated even simple repairs. Very simple repairs, like fixing a leaky pipe underneath their sink, to the government. And of course, if you don't fix a leaky pipe and you have water, then you get wood rot, you get all kinds of other issues. And these have been fundamental challenges. So the government is saying, look, we will provide you with this lot. This lot is really worth between $80,000 to $100,000. So you automatically get $80,000 to $60,000 worth of equity. And then you have that contractual relationship.
Health officials say there has been a decrease in the number of conch poisoning and gastroenteritis cases in this country. Earlier this month, officials reported that there were more than 40 confirmed cases. Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, confirming to a field of reporters outside of Cabinet today that there has been one additional confirmed case of conch poisoning last week. He encouraged Bahamians and visitors to continue to enjoy the Bahamian delicacy. Sands updated the media on the gastroenteritis outbreak at the Sandals Resort.
Total number of guests at Sandals has now dropped to just over 200. And the total number of cases has fallen off to 1 or 2 maximum of any GI symptoms, but no patients at all with the full syndrome. It's important to know that a case is defined as having nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And if somebody comes in with nausea, you don't know whether they just have nausea because they drank too much last night or they ate something that didn't agree with them. If they have diarrhea, same thing. So there has been a dramatic reduction, almost to the point of baseline.
And still to come, a Bahamian man flees to Canada claiming that there is discrimination here in the Bahamas. And a new initiative implemented to enhance school safety. Those stories and much more on the other side of the break.
Of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Get ready! Commonwealth Bank wants to make this your best summer ever. Get the loan you need at a special discount this summer only. Cash for your best vacation, best laughs, best memories. And want to know the best part? You could win a trip for 4. So don't wait. The discount ends soon. Talk to us today about your best summer ever loan. Approval is fast and easy. Conditions apply.
When school ends, BTC summerfication begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
I have flying overseas and when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no feud like a Bob Marley. Me fix them.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summerfication for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more. BTC the bigger, better network.
What would you do with your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes? Show your KFC bucket love and get a chance to win your part of $50,000 in cash and prizes. Display your bucket love sticker for a chance to win. You could be one of 10 gold ticket winners with a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize and get started on your bucket list. Stick it to win today. Bucket love. KFC Nassau. It's finger licking good.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A Bahamian man has relocated to Canada, claiming he was discriminated against. ZNS News got views on the issue, including that of Director of Labor, who offered advice on how to tackle discrimination. Kelsey Johnson reports.
Although the Bahamas may seem like paradise for tourists, Lex Miller, a LGBTQ refugee from the Bahamas who recently moved to Canada, says it appears the country is not as nice to homosexuals. Miller, who was recently interviewed by Global News, says he has been harassed and targeted on the streets due to his sexuality, and he and his friends here at home face discrimination on the job because the LGBTQ community is not protected by Bahamian labor laws. It is a story LGBTQ activist Erin Green says she has heard time and time again.
A number of LGBTI people report anecdotally that there are varying levels of discrimination they face from co-workers that make it uncomfortable, the work environment uncomfortable by sharing homophobic or anti-gay jokes, by using very violent homophobic language loosely and easily in the workplace. And it creates an intimidating environment, and people are just generally in a state of fear.
Green says even if there are no outright acts of violence, the work environment can be unwelcoming to people in the LGBTQ community. Miller himself recounted how he was reportedly terminated when employers found out he was a homosexual. He also said the workload had increased and other things are done to encourage you to leave. Green says due to the state of the economy, many of the LGBTQ community are willing to deal with a lot on the job, but there is still some recourse.
I would encourage people who are experiencing or think that they are experiencing discrimination in the workplace based on their sexual orientation to seek out assistance from the legal aid clinic and to ask a lawyer whether they can challenge or whether they can bring a case to the courts based on the category of sex, which is actually protected in the 2001 Employment Act.
Director of Labor John Pinder says it is unfortunate that the Bahamas still has a culture that is not accepting of the LGBTQ community. But he adds that discrimination against this grouping is not addressed specifically in the Employment Act. He did note that options are still available to them.
As a matter of fact, the Act speaks to the employer not being able to discriminate against these group of persons, but not the employees. And so maybe we have to look at amending the Act to speak to general harassment from even employees, so the employer does not allow an employee to harass persons because of their sexual preference in the workplace. They have rights that relates to being harassed. That could lead to criminal charges. You continuously harass a person. You can file a complaint to the police on that matter. But the Act doesn't specifically speak to persons of a gay nature.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
Great story there, Kelsey. From the Crime Beat, police need your help in locating Stephen Ollie Hunt, also known as Marcus Octavian. The 35-year-old is wanted for questioning by police in connection with an ongoing murder investigation. He's of a medium brown complexion and of a medium build. Police also want to question 37-year-old Anthony Jerome Storr in connection to murder. Storr is of a medium brown complexion and of a medium build. Now, if you know of the whereabouts of Hunt or Storr, police are hoping you contact them at 919-911 or at 502-9991. Family Island residents devastated by Hurricane Irma last year getting assistance from the National Emergency Management Agency. A press statement for NEMA reports that its director, Captain Stephen Russell, issued financial assistance estimated to be about $72,000 on behalf of the government. He recently traveled to Ragged Island with a team to conduct assessments on that island. Following the assessments, 18 households were approved for assistance and received a maximum of $4,000 to assist with post-Hurricane Irma recovery efforts. The assessments determined that approximately 45% of the households assessed were not built in accordance with the building code. Captain Russell reminded members of the Ragged Island District Council that they must ensure what is being constructed on the island is being built to code. Additionally, he encouraged residents to make hurricane preparedness a part of their way of life year-round. Press Secretary Anthony Newbold, in his weekly press conference room from the Office of the Prime Minister, said most public schools will be open on Monday, September 3rd, despite some having minor outstanding renovations.
Some works still not complete at a few schools, but as generally speaking, the schools are going to be open. In San Salvador, all the work's there, complete, just waiting for the occupancy certificate. At Eva Hilton here in Oaksfield, the computer lab will be completed at the end of September, as will the pavilion. The library there at Eva Hilton is scheduled to be completed at the end of October. The Holmes's Rock School in Grand Bahama, the Low Sound School in Andros, and Staniel Key in Exumas. Those schools' work still in progress. They're not complete as yet. We don't have a definite date on when they will be complete, but the work is going well there.
Now, regarding economic activity over on the nation's second city, Newbold added that ground was just broken for the Grand Bahama Maritime Center.
You should have seen some of this. Saw the groundbreaking for the $2.5 million Maritime Center that will provide an additional 80 to 100 jobs for Grand Bahamians. So again, one of the things I always say is Grand Bahamians, we know that it's rough. Prime Minister and his government continue to make strides towards correcting the situation. You just got to be prepared to work, because the jobs are going to be there for you.
Well, as public school teachers returned to the classrooms yesterday, those assigned to Family Island districts are reportedly still encountering some challenges. President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, says the reassignment letters for some teachers have been delayed. Wilson says this challenge has caused a big inconvenience for teachers entering the profession.
We've negotiated $2,650 as a geographical posting allowance. So a teacher that's going to the Family Island, they would get that money for them to be able to turn on their utilities and help with their rent and do the necessary things that they would need to set themselves up in a new environment. So as we speak right now, there's a major challenge because no one, to my knowledge, has received this funding as yet. And so they should have reported to work this morning. So you would have teachers who are here in New Providence who are to travel to the Family Island. Well, prior to going to the Family Island, they would have to put their personal items, such as their cars, on the boat.
When you send your children to school, their safety is important. To ensure this, a school safety watch has been implemented for some schools in eastern New Providence. The program has helped in keeping schools like St. Augustine's College on top when it comes to providing a safe environment for students to learn. DeAndre Williamson reports.
All Catholic schools officially open Tuesday. Catholic schools collectively make up the largest private primary school system in the country. Guidance counselor at St. Cecilia's Maurice Fox says that the school year has been off to a good start and shares what he usually observes in student attitudes once school is opened.
We anticipate to have a great school year. We're praying that we can have a partnership between the parents and the teachers. That's what it's all about. It takes a village to raise a child, and we need the parents to be there to reinforce at home what the teachers teach in school. It's the day when everyone comes to the gate, they're happy, they have on their new clothes, their new shoes, they want to show those off. We got out at 12 yesterday, and then reality kicks in. You also have some students that drag through the gate because they realize that, okay, summer break is over.
Director of Catholic Education Claudette Roll says that the schools are focused on more than just academic.
Our mission is that education is about transformation. It's more than transmitting information and facts, but it's making sure that there is the focus on the good news of the gospel, the good news of the reign of God. And so what we do for our customers is we give them a very, very sound experience, and we give them sound academics, but we also make sure that we imbue our communities with godly principles.
Computer teacher at St. Cecilia's Yolande Samuels-Cole says teaching the children how to use the internet properly is important.
Our children are what we call digital natives. This is what they're used to. As young as babies, you see them take up a phone and they start to scroll. Now they're used to the touch screen, they're used to engaging in the technology as small as any age you can imagine. And when it comes to the classroom, we have to be careful not to limit them, because this is the age that they live in. This is how they communicate. This is how they interact with others. And it's no longer the world where you're only friends with the person next door.
Catholic schools seem to be off to a good start as they begin a new school year. Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Now, we apologize for that story. That was our Crystal Darling with a report on Catholic schools. When you send your children to school, their safety is important, and to ensure this, a school safety watch has been implemented for some schools in eastern New Providence. The program has helped in keeping schools like St. Augustine's College on top when it comes to providing a safe environment for students to learn. Here again is DeAndre Williamson.
Schools in the Foxville community have experienced their share of break-ins this year. This is why some schools in the area are a part of a special watch program designed to enhance campus security. St. Augustine's College is involved, and officials say they continue to do all they can to ensure the safety of their students.
We have 24-hour security. We also have a security firm that helps to that end, especially nights and weekends. In addition, we have video surveillance and loud alarms on buildings. So the whole idea is to try to keep the property and our personnel safe. That's key for us.
While SAC has experienced minor incidents of vandalism, physical plant manager William Johnson says the security cameras serve as a deterrent to criminal activity, and there are plans to install 8 more by the end of the year.
But of course, there are those who don't care and will take their chances. But for the most part, we've seen a decrease in the number of incidents related to the school. We have camera almost everywhere, so we're able to, if something happened, to go back and look at the footage and see what happened. In addition, it helps the students too, because students know, hey, cameras are up there, so it helps in their department too.
In April, SAC implemented another barrier like this to increase campus security. It goes down during school hours, and if parents come to visit, they'll press the nearby intercom for assistance.
You can't just drive in and go on campus, and that has really helped to control who comes and leave the campus.
The School Watch program was developed by Superintendent Warren Johnson, officer in charge of the Fox Hill Police Station. The program involves a survey designed to help with security improvement.
After we had a few incidents at the schools, we did a assessment and evaluation, and we were able to determine that some of the causes of some of the incidents that took place at the school was a direct result of some deficiencies. So we went through, we met with the principals and their representatives at the school, and we developed a document in the form of a checklist that we presented to them that they could actually go through and ensure that those things are in order.
With this initiative, Superintendent Johnson hopes to strengthen the police relationship with all schools in the community.
We've also started to try and coordinate with them a patrol with the police vehicle and the security guards working at the schools. I think if we have more collaboration and cooperation, that will solve a lot of problems.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
With speed being the #1 factor of traffic-related mishaps, police from the Traffic Division conducted speed checks in the East Bay Street area in an effort to ensure that motorists are moving about the streets safely.
The speed limit on this thoroughfare is 25 miles per hour. We've been out here for about an hour, probably a little less, and we've ticketed about or nearly 50 persons in that short space of time. The average speed that we caught persons at was about 40 to 45 miles per hour. The top speed that we got so far was 60 miles per hour. The average excuse we heard this morning, or that I heard so far, was they trying to get to work. Driving at that speed, if you get into an accident, the chances of death or serious injury is very great, and you would never reach to work. So my suggestion or my advice would be drive within the speed limit.
And while most drivers who were pulled over by the cops in that traffic stop complied, there were some that made the process challenging. So what do officers do in cases like this?
Well, first thing that we do is we try to make sure that we, the officers, are safe. Our safety is of utmost importance, as well as safety of the other road users. Persons who fail to stop, then we just go behind them, and once we catch up to them, we give them the tickets that they were initially going to get, as well as another citation for failing to stop when requested by a police officer.
Also tonight, we have a progress report on a youngster who is considered to be a miracle. Her life's journey has not been easy, but she is certainly making waves.
I can for bike and shirt and pencil and book.
You may not remember her, but nearly 6 years ago, Miracle Shakira Joseph underwent a life-threatening procedure to have a conjoined twin attached to her spine removed by local and international doctors. And 6 years later, she is preparing to enter first grade at Freedom Baptist Primary School. Her mother, Chantel Joseph, is happy to report that Miracle is not only living a normal life, but is eager to tackle first grade head-on.
When we teach her some stuff, but we see she, like, you know, how she born, I think she don't understand what we're saying, but she still understand what we're saying. Sometimes when we say something wrong, she's the one who corrects us. So say, no, don't say it like that. Miracle ready for grade 1. Her father passed away from 2015. Only me, like, I'm the mother and I'm the father. So she do well.
And just in case you're wondering about her lazy eye, it has nothing to do with her historic procedure, but a genetic trait she inherited from her father, Jose, who is now deceased. Neurosurgeon and Miracle's godfather, Dr. Magnus Ekidede, says countless emails sent up for Miracle by prayer warriors and those aware of her heart-wrenching story saved her life.
She's such a sweet girl and helps the mother to deal with what she has to do with. She has other 2 kids, so Miracle never gives trouble. And she's a very loving child. A conjoined birth is a very rare situation. And who would ever have believed that a small country like ours would be able to, first and foremost, have such a conjoined birth, and secondly, to have doctors who can deal with it.
The 6-year-old who loves spaghetti, hot dogs, and whose favorite colors are pink and purple says she wants to follow in the footsteps of the man who gave her a second lease on life.
You want to be just like who?
My godfather.
That's why she's saying.
So you want to be like Dr. Magnus? Why? Why do you want to be like him?
Because I want to check people when they're sick.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. Foreign and local investors continue to display confidence in the Grand Bahamian economy. That from Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, during the groundbreaking ceremony for Elnet Maritime Center. He noted that the government has seen restored investor interest among foreign investors as well as among Bahamians. In fact, he says over the past year, there have been a number of new businesses started in Grand Bahama, as well as an expansion of existing businesses. Following the government's $10 million down payment toward purchasing the Grand Lucayan Resort in Grand Bahama, Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar announced that the Memories Hotel would be the first property renovated if a buyer does not come through soon. Chairman of the Hotel Corporation of the Bahamas, Michael Scott, also charged with finding a buyer for the resort. He says that they are looking at a deadline within the period of 3 to 6 months. And in international business news, Tesla owner Elon Musk recently announced that the electronic giant will remain a public company due to the wishes of the majority of shareholders. The company will be more than $2.1 billion in debt by early next year. The company's stock is also down by 20%. However, Tesla is hoping to become profitable through increased Model 3 car sales. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
Exhale, exhale, now you're home, you can have your peace of mind. Oh, it's family time. We pay attention to the smallest detail. Safety and security, we deliver luxury. Serenity, welcome.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store has all your back-to-school needs. Find ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for all schools in the Bahamas. You can also have your skirts custom-made. Check out our uniform package deals to help stretch your dollar. Get a skirt, jumper, or pants with a blouse or skirt and a pair of socks in a package for one low price. Find the latest backpacks and school supplies. Shop and save at Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call 393-0758.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King.
The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Summers are all about creating memories and embarking upon new adventures, and that's what our Sieska Adderley decided to do before it all comes to an end.
The JetLink Adventures experience is exhilarating, offering customers an array of water-propelled products. CEO Lincoln Deal revealed the local tourism product was craving for something different.
For a long time, tourists have also always been asking for new activities in the Bahamas. The water jetpacks are a new addition to the water sport industry, and it's something different for persons to try. It's new, it's innovative, and it allows anyone, whether you're 60 years old or 6 years old, the opportunity to fly through the air and enjoy the pristine waters of the Bahamas.
Deal noted how it's also been a hit with locals, and that's what piqued my interest. He met us out at Goodman's Bay Beach to let me know what was in store. At the time, I was all smiles.
One of our certified pilots are going to give you a 20-minute tutorial teaching you the do's, the don'ts of the jetpack. And they're going to help you in navigating through the water as we take you from 0 to 30 feet in the air.
Deal arranged for me to try two of the company's newest products, the Flyboard and the Jetovator. First, he introduced me to my captains for the day. Then it was time to learn how to use it and view it in action before giving it a whirl. They made it look so easy, but I wasn't fooled by that though. I was nervous to say the least, but the pros assured me that I would get the hang of it. So I gave it a try. First attempt, I didn't get it, so I went at it again, and again. I wasn't getting the hang of it, but they weren't giving up on me, and I was determined to get it right. So I decided to try my hand at the Jetovator to see if I had better luck. First, the pros did their thing. Then, it was my turn. Unfortunately, it still wasn't looking too promising.
Despite my best efforts, I may not have gotten it right just this time, but that's not a reflection of the expertise here at JetLink Adventures. But come on down and give it a try. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Best of luck next time, Sieska. Stay tuned. Sports and weather are up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Whether you're renovating your home, furthering your education, or shopping for a new or used vehicle, RBC offers flexible and convenient financing that fits your budget. Apply online or visit your nearest RBC branch for expert advice on how RBC can help you get a flexible, customized loan at a great rate. RBC, reimagine how you bank.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
Life is full of choices. Some are tough, while others, like shopping for weekly specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets, are very, very easy. Snack Pack Juicy Gels or Puddings 4-pack, $1.79. Danish spare ribs, $2.49 per pound. Lay's chips, 1-ounce bags, 2 for 99 cents. Mart's apple juice, 11.5-ounce can, 69 cents. Gala apples, 4 for 99 cents. Armour lunch makers, 2.6-ounce size, 2 for $3. The obvious choice for savings is Super Value and quality supermarkets.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. The heat index got up to 99 degrees today, while the shower activity all remain offshore. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key and Abaco, also Marshall, Abaco at 86. The Berry Islands, 84. 84 in Alistown, Bimini, Harbor Island at 84. At Rock Sound, Illusion, another 84. Alistown, Canal, and 83. And Staniel Key and Camp Space on Andrews, 84. Fresh Creek and Central Andrews at 83 degrees. San Salvador, Rome Key and Georgetown, Exuma, 83 degrees. 83 is also in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, Acklands, Clarence Town, Long Island, Ragged Island, in Matitani, Nagua, 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, Vital King, and the Pink Center. For the Northwestern Islands tonight through Thursday, you can anticipate east to southeast winds, 12 to 18 knots away. They're going to be around 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. The high tide takes place at 9:02 tonight, with the low tide at 9:23 tomorrow morning. And as we go into the central and southeastern islands, right into Thursday as well, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Choppy seas down there 4 to 7 feet. So small craft, you exercise caution in the central and southeast Bahamas. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Sun. It's bonefish season and they on the run. I gotta find bonefish Foley to catch me some. See, when it comes to bonefishing, he's number one. He's bonefish Foley.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. For some people, asthma is a minor nuisance. For others, it can be a major problem that interferes with daily activities and may lead to a life-threatening asthma attack. Asthma is a condition in which your airways narrow and swell and produce extra mucus. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. Asthma symptoms range from minor to severe and vary from person to person. Asthma signs and symptoms include shortness of breath, chest tightness or pain, trouble sleeping caused by shortness of breath, coughing, or wheezing, a whistling or wheezing sound when exhaling. Wheezing is a common sign of asthma in children. Coughing or wheezing attacks that are worsened by a respiratory virus such as the cold or the flu. For some people, asthma symptoms flare up in certain situations, like when exercising or doing physical activity in the workplace where chemicals, gases, or dust can be irritants, and asthma can be triggered by allergies. If you have been diagnosed with asthma or suspect you may have asthma, please see your doctor regularly, and your condition can be monitored and treated. Severe asthma attacks can be life-threatening. Work with your doctor ahead of time to determine what to do when your signs and symptoms worsen and when you need emergency treatment. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance agents and brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $399. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $599? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Tuesday. ESPN, a global-based sports channel with expert analysts, released the top 100 recruits for the 2019 class, and Bahamian Kai Jones made the cut. The 6'10", 205-pound center, Jones is listed at number 45. James Wiseman is the top recruit at number 1. Cole Anthony Jr. comes in at number 2. Jones, who attends Brewster Academy, is being heavily recruited for the 2019 college basketball season. He received more than 30 offers and has narrowed his choice to 11. Those colleges and universities include Florida State University, Baylor University, University of Georgia, Iowa State, Vanderbilt, Texas Longhorns, and Arkansas Razorback.
I'm just in the process of narrowing down the schools that I'm seriously considering. Schools that I feel will benefit me and help me to get to that next level. As far as having a date on where I want to go, I don't really have a specific one yet, but I'm just going to try to take my visits and see the schools and enjoy the time in this recruiting process. As far as when I'll go to the NBA in terms of one and done or 4 years, I'm just going to make sure I go into school and I'm working hard. Not really going to put a date on myself or when I need to go. Just make sure I'm working hard and trying to get better every single day and putting that same energy into the classroom as well, because that's really important to me. I love the game. My dream is to play in the NBA, and that's what I'm working towards. And whenever the time is right for me to go, and whenever I feel that I'm ready and I can prove over and over that I'm ready, that's when I'll be able to declare for myself.
Still talking basketball, the schedule is out for the Islands of the Bahamas Showcase. The tournament tips off on November 16th at the Kendall Geologic Gymnasium. Some of the teams participating includes Montana, North Dakota State, Florida Atlantic, and Pepperdine. who won't be happy playing in paradise. The news alone, according to Director General in the Ministry of Tourism, Joy Jublaru, brings excitement for the international players. So having a new sponsor for the Bahamas Bowl will not change a thing.
Whenever the teams hear the Bahamas and the Bahamas Bowl, they're excited anyway. Our experience has shown us time and time again, for many of the players who've come over the last 4 years, first time they ever got a passport, first time they traveled out of the United States of America. And I think for the majority of them, their bucket list was to visit the Bahamas. If anyone were to ever go on YouTube and see when those announcements were made, the frenzied excitement, people literally passing out with sheer happipiness. So yes, they're delighted that there are new sponsors who are on board and will keep the Bahamas Bowl going. But more importantly, and all of us as Bahamians should be proud, just the happiness that they want to come to the Bahamas.
Bahamian ace tennis player Danielle Thompson was one of 150 young female athletes who were nominated for the NCAA Woman of the Year award. Thompson, who recently graduated from Morgan State College with a degree in hospitality management, was grateful to be selected.
Not many people are given that opportunity to even be nominated and to be seen. So that alone, to me, I'm so proud of myself, and I'm excited to see, like what's next. That might be something that opens up doors for me. So I'm excited for that.
The NCAA announced the top 30 females from the list of 150 on Monday, and Thompson's name was not on it. However, the national tennis player strongly believes that her nomination has opened up doors for many Bahamian athletes. She offers this advice to them.
It may not be the first award that you get, but there's things that always lead up to it, and through hard work and dedication and always, persevering and pushing yourself is key. I had ups and downs while I was in college, and to be truthful, if I didn't have those, then I wouldn't be able to appreciate such a prestigious award. So you have to push yourself and want it more than anyone else. No one's going to just hand it on a silver platter for you.
Can we see you one day being in the Morgan State Hall of Fame?
I hope so. I think that I've done a lot and I left my mark there. A lot of people, I've paved the way for a lot of the girls that are there, and a lot of people there believed in me. So I hope to someday be in the Hall of Fame.
The local sporting community continuing to mourn the death of former pro baseball player Edmundo Moxie. And while he was best known for his talent on the diamond, Moxie was very instrumental in swimming as well.
Many of our leading citizens had taught how to swim. Miss Janet Bostwick was one of those, and Jan often tell me about how Ed taught her how to swim because he developed what we call the Flamingo Swim Club. And at that time, swimming was not over the hill. You see, swimming was more for the elite. And so when Ed came on the scene, Ed then decided that he will go into swimming and try to teach those who are less fortunate, and most of them were from the public schools. Ed played with the Houston Astros for many years. He won 3 batting titles for the Houston Astros, and of course, I can recall back in the days when Ed was recruited, he was at a time when black people had it very difficult to be called up, particularly being black and foreign. And his roommate at the time was Joe Morgan. So Joe Morgan and Pete Rose, they came up at the same time when Ed was supposed to have been called up because he had just won the batting title again. He was given a gold clock. And I remember him bringing the clock home and giving it to my mother. We were living at Trumacullah Corner at the time.
The Bahamas is getting set to host a major qualifier in October. Joining me live in studio is Dassy Ramming Jr., High Performance Director of the Bahamas Judo Federation. Welcome, Dassy. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
How is it putting on a big, major international qualifying tournament here in the Bahamas? What all does it entail?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts. There's the logistics of bringing all these people in. There's going to be likely 100+ nations here, so you got to do all of the passports and things like that. And then, of course, there's the moving of people around, the feeding, which we're good at, and then the the training of the team, which is my job.
Now, the Bahamas is not big on judo, so how do we get more persons interested in the sport and make sure the fan participation is at a high level as well?
Well, we have good participation in the public school system. Last year, we did some pilots at some of the various schools. We also did some summer schools. So you'll be surprised at how many people actually have touched judo and seen it, and this is another way for them to see judo at a much higher level.
Training-wise, how are our athletes preparing for this major international competition, and can we see any Bahamian qualifier emerge out of it?
Well, they look really good. This is the best team we've ever trained at this age group, and we're expecting one or two of them to break through, and then hopefully we can get the resources behind them so that they can go 2020 Olympics.
For those persons who don't know much about judo, what is the age that we're going to have contesting here by our Bahamian athletes? And what is the sport of judo basically?
So the age is the 18 to 21-year-olds. So this is the junior worlds right below. But in the medals of people who win medals at the Olympics, people win medals from about 21 to about 26. So it's well within the same people you see here are going to be the ones winning medals at the Olympics.
Now, we always hear about the athletes. What about the volunteers? Do we have time to get people in?
Yes, you can still volunteer, and you can still be a part of it in many ways. We have recently launched a Judo is Life membership program. So for people who are feeling the desire in their heart to sponsor these guys, the event is already paid for, but the national team still needs some more support. So you could reach us at 359-2465. Just send a WhatsApp. So 359-2465.
Thank you so much, Dasi Ramming, and we wish Team Bahamas good luck. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
By Chef Boyardee and Libby's Vienna Sausages, and you could win $2,000 for a family vacation or other great prizes for back to school. Enter at Pritchard's on Robinson Road today. Promotion ends August 31st.
Minister De Aguilar, now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to go to the Family Islands of the Bahamas to bring tourism back to our family of islands.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com today.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I on television. I don't have a TV in there.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss, I just starting now. I still gotta pay.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, there's nothing in the tropics to talk about, and we expect these conditions to remain that way at least for the next 5 days. And on the home front, still have that mid to upper level trough been sticking around for the past several days, keeping our air gingerly unstable, and that means periods of showers and thunderstorms can occur tonight through tomorrow. Much of those are happening over the open waters, but you will find some of them working their way inland during the course of the next couple of days. Tonight, we're going in for patchy clouds with a few showers in spots, the low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. And tomorrow, periods of cloud once again and sunshine, pockets of showers and thunderstorms popping up occasionally with your high temperature at 90 degrees. And your extended weather forecast is going to keep you near the 90s during the daytime, so those nighttime temperatures in the upper 70s, so the nights will remain a bit uncomfortable, but showers once again staying in our forecast right into Thursday. Things drying out just a little bit on the weekend, but you will still have those occasional isolated showers as a result of the relatively light winds and those warm summer-type temperatures.
Thanks for that great weather, Basil. But you were not a part of the challenge here in the newsroom this afternoon.
No, I don't possess the energy level that is needed to
Basil,
participate.
to be very honest with you, LaDawn cheated as well because she's a part of the morning squad, and we have issued a challenge to the morning team, which includes LaDawn Davis and yourself, Betty Thompson-Moss, Jim Anita, and Sieska Adderley. We are telling you guys that the evening squad is the best, and here's our challenge.
The Kiki Challenge, also known as the In My Feelings Challenge, has gone viral on social media, with many doing their very own thing. And so the ZNS night team decided to give it a try. At first, it started off with a practice session with the older ones like Vaughn and Andrea, and possibly Opal, being led by our choreographer, Kelsey Johnson. And then, after a very lengthy practice session, it was time for the real deal. But we had to get a little help from the younger ones, like Lashina and LaDawn. Now, we tried and tried and tried, but obviously the Kiki dance wasn't for all of us. And so our dance troupe leader decided to switch it up.
Yes, yes, yeah. Get up, cousin. Work time, come to work. Yeah.
And now that the night team has kind of mastered the Kiki, we challenged the morning team to follow suit. I'm Opal Roach, ZNS Network News.
Well, Opal, I really believe that the night team killed it just now, from the Kiki challenge to the rake and scrape. So, LaDawn, what are we expecting from you guys tomorrow morning?
I think the morning crew is going to do a much better job than the evening crew.
So y'all can skull? Basil,
yes.
What's going on with you? You look a little stiff there. Are you ready?
Well, no, I'm going to leave it up to LaDawn. She's going to represent the morning crew as she started, but for some reason, you gave it up.
She switched. See, because I'm more loyal to the morning crew, you see. So we're gonna put on a show.
She didn't want Betty to see her.
And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
August Monday holiday weekend, and that means one place. We all heading down to Black Point on the 55th Homecoming and Regatta. Well, the Captain C came fully equipped. Persons, cars, cargo, and everything it could carry. Let's